Well, I had first met Rex when I was attending AU here, just before I graduated, and just knew of him. And then I had moved to Colorado. On the way back, stopped here to see my brother who was in seminary, and we met again and dated. My perception then was that this is exactly God's plan. This is the man that he meant for me, and he would be somebody who I could trust and who would love me and, you know, walk beside me and care for me. And that this would be the two of us following God's will through our lives. We'd had discussions which we needed to have about how would it feel for him to be the spouse of a pastor, because that's different. We're used to the wife being the spouse, and he felt good about that. We were comfortable with that. We had served as youth pastors, and then as we went to the missionary field, I was just so thankful because of the previous experience in the family. We were able to really hit those hard questions up front. I mean, right off the bat, we were saying, are we willing to lose a child for this? Because we almost did, but because that's the reality, you know? Riley did tests and said that his aorta was stenosis, which means it had stopped growing from the diaphragm down to where it split off to the legs and then to some of the organs. And they told us there was nothing we could do. Nobody could do anything. He would just die, and we shouldn't go seek other help because they would just kill him. I got a call and he asked me to go to lunch with him so that he could tell me that, well, he didn't tell me until we got to lunch that he had decided that he was gay. You know, thanks for everything I'd given him that he wouldn't have experienced if he hadn't known me. And then he left and started a relationship with someone else. You know, I mean, it's just a devastation. And you begin to, well, like I was dealing with the fact that I had been informed that he had been lying to me, and we'd been together for over 15 years. So that the whole journey had been a lie. But I think anybody who goes through that is beginning to look, where were the deceptions and where were the lies? And I trusted. So how do you deal with that? I think a big shock for me was that people don't socialize with you in the same way anymore. And I think that's probably typical of all single people. But before, we'd always done things with couples, and I was no longer invited to couples things. And, and people don't do it to be mean. They just don't realize. And, of course, my big concern was my children and how they were going to handle that. A year after their father moved out, I called my kids together. I said, you know what, we're at a year from this point, so I want us to just take a moment and see how God has brought us through. Is it because at that point you didn't know? You know, we just didn't know how we were going to go on. And so we found in the Bible where God talks about how that he has a plan for us, and it's for good and not for evil. And the reality is bad happens. And thank the Lord, we have a home that we're going to, and this isn't our home. This is the path, the nasty path through the woods we have to get to home. And that's that that life, which, Satan would love for that life to break us apart and tear us down and get us distracted. And yet it's God who can take that mess and he can turn it around so that what I have experienced not only creates in me a soft part and deepens my faith and helps me work through the issues that I have, but it allows me to reach out and touch others.